see, here's the thing, when you're, and this works for live virtual calls, if your customer has their camera on, and sometimes they don't have their camera on, so you have to work with that camera.
Right.
We have better peripheral vision than I think we realize. So even when I'm looking at my camera, like I can see that you just nodded and you blinked and you moved your head. You can see a lot of major movements and changes. So you can practice, like, you know, using your peripheral vision, and you can also check body language every now and then. What you don't want to do is be doing this.
Right, right. That is hard.
Or like you said, we get stuck, you know, we get really into it. We get stuck looking at their face, and then we've lost that connection.
Right. And I just want to point out, since this is a podcast, I am going to put this on my website and also on LinkedIn. But just so you know, what she did is she moved her eyes from the camera down over again, and it looked kind of awkward because she was looking up and down at me. So just in case you were listening.
It looks like somebody a little untrustworthy, like when somebody's moving their eyes around a lot, right?
Right.
So, so you want to really be able to focus on that camera, and again, check in with body language every once in a while, but have that be your main focus, because eye contact is one of the quickest ways to build a relationship with someone.
Right.
And relationship experts say you want to go for like 70% of the time making eye contact. So that doesn't mean you can't look away, you can't check your notes, you can't look up to get your thoughts together, but you do want to have that be your central point of focus.
Well, and so just from a practicality standpoint, where would you recommend people get a webcam, or should they just use their laptop webcam? And if they do get a webcam, where should they put it to make this, you know, be easier on them to do this technique?
Yeah, you know, it just depends. I would say that most laptop webcams are not very good. They are, and you know, there's one brand, I can't remember what it is, where the camera is actually at the bottom of the screen, which is like, you know, right. So I recommend a webcam, and you're just going to have to move it around depending on your setup. And you know, once you have the people's, you know, images on the screen, you in Zoom,
right,
you move those around as much as possible, but just get it so it's you know, at eye level for you,
right? So
that it is so that it's a good, you know, natural range, as if you're sitting across from someone, and make sure that you're, you know, in what I call a medium close-up shot, which is kind of like where you and I are. It's like chest level or shoulder level up. You're not a floating head where it's just cutting you off of the neck, right? You're not an extreme close-up where you're so close to the camera and it's a little aggressive for a customer. So making sure that you have the right distance between you and the camera. And yeah, it's going to depend on your setup, but you have to just learn to work with that and have that be your go-to focus.
Right. Okay, good. What else?
The other thing, well, while we're on eye contact, so I know you were brave enough to invite me to look at some of your videos.
Yes,
right?
Tell me.
Yes, which were good. I mean, I love your creativity and
thank you
messages, and you have a natural presence on camera. So
well, thank you.
Conversational, and that's what we want. We don't want to, you know, be stiff and formal, and we want ourselves to really shine on camera. The one thing I noticed in terms of eye contact, when you did some of your recordings, was it on your iPad or your phone?
Some was on my phone, yes, some of it, and then some of it's on my,
Okay, so one thing to be aware when you're using the phone or the iPad is, where is the camera on that? Because your eye contact is a little bit off.
Okay.
So it's not like directly, you know, it's looking just to the side of who you're talking to. So it's not quite creating that one-on-one connection that we want. So, you know, and it's hard to tell, especially on the phone, like where exactly, you know, pinpoint, but you have to be pretty precise. So figure out where that is, and, you know, you don't have to just stare at it, focus, but know where that is and try to aim for that.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys want to go look, I told her to go out to my LinkedIn profile, and I had done a couple of videos recently. One of them was in my car, and I was talking about the new Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma. And then I had a couple where I would actually did them in my house using my webcam. And then another one, I don't know if you saw that one, that was at the car dealership where I was talking about asking questions. Good. So if you guys want to go look at those, you can probably see what she's talking about with the one that was in the car dealership and in my car was using my phone, and the others were using, so you might be able to tell a difference between using your webcam versus the phone. So that'd be a great one to go look at.
Right. And the quality's fine, the setup, it's just that, being aware of where that camera is.
Right.
The other thing, and I'll talk about, and this is a challenge for a lot of people too, it's like, well, what do I do with my hands and my arms and how do I move? And I work with a lot of people that are like, have been told to not gesture, to be still, and which is it's not good advice.
No.
Gesture, that's how you use your energy, and it supports what you're saying, and we don't want to, and it helps your personality come out, so we don't want to take that away. But you have to remember that this is your frame, right? Your frame is kind of this narrow, small stage, and you want to try and keep your gestures within that frame. And what the camera likes is very specific, purposeful movement. Not a lot of fast, running around. Especially if you have a green screen background, it's going to start to make
sure.